Hi everyone, this is Dane, also known as Yeno from Instagram, as you might know me. Um, yeah, I'm gonna be talking over this piece I made of, I don't know what this is, to be honest. It's just kind of like this surreal image of like this dude tripping out or something. But yeah, I'm gonna be talking over it and just rambling on about random stuff. I'm not really putting too much pressure on myself. It's my first video, so I feel like I might have some knowledge that might be useful if people are interested in it, about like how to improve and like moving out of your comfort zone and stuff like that. I think I have some experience in those areas, as well as like how to draw like anatomy type stuff. I'd say like drawing is more of my strengths. I've just started like learning illustrations, like actually getting into it within the past 4 years or so. But before that, it was just all drawing, just sketch pages, just over and over. If you're interested in like knowing how I make these paintings, I could talk about my process and just kind of what's going through my mind and what things I have to think about. So I've already started with a very rough painting. I'll usually just draw some lines made in like a couple minutes of like a very rough idea of what I want. And then I actually did it on my phone. So if you didn't know, you can connect a tablet to your phone and you can use your phone as like a screen, and it'll have like pressure sensitivity and everything. It's like a really ghetto way of working. I wouldn't recommend it, but if you need a portable way of painting and you don't have the money for like an iPad, or you don't even like drawing on an iPad, because I don't like drawing on a screen because that feels like crap. Yeah, you can get a tablet, you can connect it to your phone and draw on it. It's pretty nuts. But yeah, so that's how I started it off, and I just transferred it to my computer and then I started drawing on it. That's also a reason why like my recent illustrations have been a bit more simple. It's because I'm working on a very small screen, so I can't do a lot of like detailed drawings that I'd like to do. So it forces me to come up with more simple shapes and more simple compositions, and really just practice painting more simple forms and not get too caught up in the design, which is actually good, because when you want to get better at painting, it's really good to just focus on that area and cut out the design part of it, because within a painting there's so many aspects to it, from like anatomy, design, colors, that if you just break it down one practice session into like the thing that you need to get better at, that I think that's a lot more effective. Otherwise, you're just going to be spending like a lot of time and you're not really going to be focusing in on the things that you want to get better at. So yeah, that's one of the things I've been trying to get better at, is just making like entire illustrations with nice colors, good, lighting, good values and everything. Yeah, honestly, my strengths are in the character stuff, and it used to be so terrifying making environment stuff alone. But now it's like, it's just whatever. I've gotten so used to it. Really, it's like the more you do it, the less it becomes scary. And then it starts to become fun after a while, when you realize that, you're just kind of playing around with some new things that you've never done before. And there's no expectation for you to be good right away. Like, I think that's one of the things that stops people from going out of their comfort zone, is that they'll go on ArtStation and see all these environments and be like, well, I can't be as good as that. That's going to take forever. You know what I mean? But it's actually not that serious. When you're starting out something totally new, you kind of just want to play around. That's kind of what everything is in art, is just visual information. So you are putting new visual information into your head, and from there, you are applying that to the canvas and you're messing around with it. You're making it yours, right? I think a lot of us get caught up in making it match something that already exists. But I think if you're doing something new, it's a lot less stressful to not do that, and instead just like, oh, what if I did this? What if I took this and made it like lopsided or like upside down, you know, and then just kind of see what happens. And that's really what makes it fun, is taking that visual information and just twisting it and warping it to the things that really excite you. I think that's a good way to go about like going out of your comfort zone and sticking with it in the long run, because then it becomes this process of just trying stuff and like really exploring your imagination and your ideas instead of what you think it should look like or what has already been done before, unless you're inspired by something. And then of course, you know, you would take inspiration and have that influence you. But yeah, as far as this piece is going, I think it's a bit, a lot of people can, you know, take it apart and be like, well, what's happening? What is this? Like, what's the story here? And I mean, that's a valid critique, like I get it, but you know, at the same time, you know, I kind of just want to just make something that feels a certain way. I'm not a believer that everything has to have like a story or has to have a meaning behind it. I think, you know, art for me is more about feeling. As far as like what's going on in the piece and like what's happening, that's not as much of a priority for me, at least not right now. Right now, I'm just trying to focus on the things that I like, the things that I want to feel when I'm creating it. So last month I went to Lightbox and it was honestly like a blast. I love meeting new people and making friends. That's always really nice because it's really hard to kind of make friends nowadays. After high school, after school, it becomes a lot harder. That's what I've realized. It's harder to meet new people unless you go to like conventions like Lightbox, you know. It's honestly a blast. It's like a very surreal feeling talking to people you only know online. Yeah, it's a whole mix of emotions, but overall I really enjoy like stuff like that. I'll probably go again next year. But yeah, I think that's about it for this video. It was kind of a big leap to make, honestly, for me, because I get very nervous when I'm about to post something. It is really scary putting your art online, and if it doesn't do well, then, you know, in your mind's like telling you, oh man, this is shit. All this work, this like 18 hours just for nothing, you know? Like it's a scary thing. So this is kind of a big step I'm making into really putting that fear to rest. Yeah, so I hope you like this video. Also, if you have any questions about my process or about like specific things like drawing or perspective, no, don't ask me questions about perspective. Or values or like illustration, feel free to ask me. I'll try and make them. But yeah, guys, have a good one and stay safe out there. See ya.